President Joseph Boakai has relieved Ambassador Sheikh Al Mustafa Kouyaté of his position as Ambassador at Large for Special Duties and Special Presidential Envoy, citing a vote of no confidence from the House of Representatives. In a major drug bust, the Liberal Drug Enforcement Agency intercepted 198 compressed plates of cocaine, valued at approximately 90 million United States dollars, at Rabos International Airport. Sano County Senator Augustine Chia has introduced a draft legislation seeking free emergency medical treatment at public health facilities across the country. And in foreign news, President Donald Trump vows to respond to Iran shooting down of a U.S. Apache helicopter. These plus many more developments are packaged. Taking a short break, we'll come back and bring you our news bulletin. Joining us now to the news in duties. President Joseph Boakai has immediately relieved Ambassador Sheikh Al Mustafa Kouyaté of his duty as Ambassador at Large for Special Duties and Special Presidential Envoy. The executive marshal stated that President Boakai informed Ambassador Kouyaté of this decision due to recent developments related to public statements attributed to presidencies during discussions at the House of Representatives. President Bouakai emphasized that lawmakers have communicated their lack of confidence in Ambassador Kouyaté's continuing service. He pointed out that the success of the government's arrest agenda for inclusive development relies on constructive engagement, mutual respect, and effective collaboration among the three branches of a government. The Liberian leader emphasized that accomplishing the goals of the arrest agenda necessitates robust international thus institutional relationship and coordinated national efforts aimed at the common good. While announcing this decision, the leader also expressed gratitude to Ambassador Kouyaté for his service to the country and wished him success in his future endeavors. In a significant drug bust, the Liberal Drug Enforcement Agency intercepted 198 compressed plates of raw cocaine, valued at approximately 90 million United States dollars, at Rabat International Airport. LDA officer in charge, Deputy Commissioner of the Liberal National Police, Fajera Biago, called the seizure one of the most significant drug busts in recent years. Biago was appointed as officer in charge of the Liberal Drug Enforcement Agencies on August 28, 2025. After President Joseph Boakai dismissed the agent's top leadership for administrative reasons, Biago revealed that the cocaine was hidden in 6 cargo boxes and was intercepted during an intelligence-led operation involving joint security personnel at the airport. Biago stated that the shipment was intended for export via Brussels Airlines. Ongoing investigations aim to identify and prosecute those involved in the trafficking network. He emphasized that the seizure illustrates the success of intelligence-driven operations, enhanced interagency cooperation, and ongoing security reform. Biago reaffirmed LDEA's commitment to ensuring the Liberia will not be transit point, marketplace, or haven for drug traffickers. For his part, Ernest Hodges, the managing director of the Liberia Airport Authority, commended airport security personnel and law enforcement officers for their successful operation. The managing director of LA stated that the recent drug bust sends a strong message that Liberia's airport are secure, closely monitored, and hostile to criminal activity. Hodges confirmed the government's dedication to fighting drug trafficking and organized crime, emphasizing that the campaign against narcotics network will remain unwavering. Due to the ongoing absence of his colleagues during official legislative hours, Bon County Electoral District Representative Josiah Marvin Cole has threatened to suspend proceedings in the House of Representatives. On Tuesday, June 9, 2026, Representative Cole expressed frustration over the low attendance and emphasized that the lawmakers had no justification for failing to report to work on time. He warned that if absenteeism continues, he will urge the government, including the Ministry of Finance and Liberia's Comptroller General, to consider salary deductions that will affect the Speaker, Deputy Speaker, and members of the House leadership. Representative Cole proposed a 30-minute grace period for lawmakers to gather before the legislative sessions, after which he suggested that the doors be closed. The lawmaker from Bond County emphasized that the House rules clearly state that legislative sessions officially begin at 10 a.m. Representative Cole also acknowledged previous comments made by Speaker Richard Coon, praising him for highlighting lawmakers' attendance issues. He raised concerns about Speaker Coon's absence on late arrival for the legislative session. Representative Coon emphasized that no members of the House should be exempt for legislative rules, highlighting that accountability must be enforced equally. Aimed at enhancing tax information exchange, recovering tax claims, and building institutional capacity, the Liberia Revenue Authority and South Korea's National Tax Service have signed three operational agreements. The announcement was made on Tuesday, June 9, 2026, at the regular press briefing of the Ministry of Information. Information Minister Jeremy Pia stated that the agreements are anticipated to enhance tax administration, improve compliance, combat tax evasions, and support more effective revenue collection. Minister Pia indicated that the partnership will enable the LRA to utilize South Korea's expertise in digital tax administration, data analysis, automations, and compliance management as part of its ongoing modernization efforts. In the meantime, the Ministry of Public Works has announced a temporary ban on the movement of heavy-duty vehicles weighing more than 25 metric tons along certain paved primary corridors throughout the country. Minister Pia announced that the restriction will be in effect from July 31 to October 15, 2026. The purpose of this move, as stated by the Ministry of Information, is to safeguard essential rural infrastructure, enhance rural safety, and mitigate the rapid deterioration of highways during the rainy season. Minister Pia communicated the Ministry of Public Works message urging transport operators, concession companies, and logistic firms to adhere strictly to the directive. The National Commission on Higher Education has ordered the immediate closure of Donimas University, declaring the institution illegal and unrecognized within Liberia higher education system. During a regular press briefing at the Ministry of Information on Tuesday, June 9, 2026, the institution executive director, Dr. Cecilia Cassia, stated that the university was found to be operating online without proper accreditations or authorization from the Commission. Dr. Cassia announced that the university has already issued 11 master degrees, all of which have now been revoked and declared invalid by the National Commission for Higher Education. She cautioned the public that the Commission will not recognize any academic credentials issued by the university and all students, employees, and institutions to reject any certificates and degrees obtained from the institution. The executive director of the National Commission on Higher Education stated that investigations into the operations of various universities are still ongoing. She urged the public to report on any unauthorized higher education institutions operating in the country. Dr. Cassia also clarified that neither Dominance University nor Vatican Catholic University is accredited or recognized by the National Commission on Higher Education. Senator Augustine Chied of Sano County has introduced a bill aimed at making emergency medical treatment free at all public health facilities across Liberia. The legislation seeks to guarantee that no patient is denied life-saving care due to inability to pay, especially in critical situations such as accidents, severe illness, or childbirth. Senator Chied emphasized recent reports indicating that patients have been denied emergency treatment and stressed the urgent need for legal protection within the public health system. The senator argued that public hospitals funded by taxpayers are obligated to provide immediate emergency care, with discussion regarding payment only taking place after the patient has been stabilized. He described the refusal of emergency care for financial reasons as inhuman and not in line with the ethical duty of medical practitioners to save lives. Yasa Sumo, the administrator of the Margibi County Health Team, has emphasized the notable improvements in healthcare delivery within the county. She credited the sources to the support received from the government of Liberia, specifically the Ministry of Health, since she assumed her position. There have been numerous enhancements to the country's health system. Madam Smo discussed the renovation of several clinics in Margibi as well as the human resource building. She emphasized that the maternal death rate has been reduced due to the strategies implemented, which included training professional staff to provide adequate care and address the primary causes of maternal deaths in society. Madam Smo acknowledged the ongoing challenges in the country's health infrastructure, but expressed gratitude to the government and the Ministry of Health for the improvement made so far. Nimba County Senator Samuel Koga has clarified that his recent decision to vote against the confirmations of Councillor Jonathan K. Widow as the chairman of the National Elections Commission is based on his belief that there has been a violation of the law regarding tenure. Senator Koga clarified that the former chairperson of NEC, David Etta Brown Lassanan, was required to serve a 7-year term based on the remaining durations of the original mandate. He argued that when a commissioner resigns, the law establishes a specific term limit for the appointed position to fill the vacancy. Senator Koga emphasized that the appointee should serve only the remaining portion of the term instead of receiving a full new term. He also mentioned that other commissioners nominated alongside the NEC leadership were seated for specific terms, and once those terms expired, they will be replaced and possibly re-nominated. Senator Koga believes Widow should be confirmed to serve only the unexpired term of Madam Brown Lassanan. He argued that this will ensure that the NEC leadership does not gain additional time compared to other commissioners. The Liberia Food Safety Coordinating Committee has published a concerning report about the effects of poor and unhygienic food handlings in Liberia's informal market. The report was released during the second technical meeting held at the headquarters of the Food Authority of Liberia in Monrovia, with support from the United Nations Industrial Development Organizations and the European Union. Madam Mildred Morris, the National Food Security Expert and project lead for the Liberia Food Safety Initiative, revealed that approximately 500 people die each year due to foodborne diseases. She also highlighted that an annual expenditure of nearly 1 million United States dollars is incurred to treat these diseases, and the economy suffers as a loss of 231 million United States dollars in the informal market. To address this concerning trend, Madam Morris put forward several proposals, including establishing a joint task force to raise awareness about food handling in the informal market. She stressed the urgent need to train food marketers in the informal sector, regulate the practices, educate local leaders, and ensure that food sold in informal market is properly stored. And the Government Commission has concluded a 1-day training sections on the application of the National Integrity Initiative Assessment Protocol for focal persons from the 10 pilot institution in Monrovia. Speaking at the opening of the training, Matthew Colley, the Oversight Commissioners on the National Integrity System, explained that the purpose of the training is to prepare the participant. The training is designed to provide participants with practical knowledge to prepare a report that identifies issues undermining transparency, violating the code of conduct, and reveal other problems within the country's transparency institution. Commissioner Colley stated that over the years, the government has consistently relied on civil society organizations to ensure the integrity of its institution. He urged the trainees to take the training seriously as the government relies on them for accurate observations and reports. That is the news bulletin. We now take a short break. Upon our return, we'll bring you the voices of those making the news. President Joseph Boakai has immediately relieved Ambassador Sheikh Al Mustafa Kuyate of his duty as Ambassador at Large for Special Duties and Special Presidentials Envoy. The executive marshal stated that President Boakai informed Ambassador Kuyate of this decision due to recent development related to public statement attributed to presidency during discussions at the House of Representatives. President Boakai emphasized that lawmakers have communicated their lack of confidence in Ambassador Kuyate's continuing service. He pointed out that the success of the government's arrest agenda for inclusive development relies on constructive engagement, mutual respect, and effective collaboration among the three branches of government. The Liberia leader emphasized that accomplishing the goals of the arrest agenda necessitated robust institutional relationship and coordinated national efforts aimed at the common good. While announcing the decision, the leaders also expressed gratitude to Ambassador Kuyate for his service to the country and wished him success in the future endeavors. In a significant drug bust, the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency intercepted 198 compressed plates of raw cocaine value at approximately 19 million US dollars at the Rabos International Airport. LD officer in charge, Deputy Commissioners of the Liberia National Police, Fajara Biago, called the seizure one of the most significant drug busts in recent years. Biago revealed that the cocaine was hidden in 6 cargo boxes and was intercepted during an intelligence-led operation involving joint security personnel at the airport. Biago stated that the shipment was intended for export via Brussels Airlines. Ongoing investigations aim to identify and prosecute those involved in the trafficking network. Biago reaffirmed LDA's commitment to ensuring that Liberia will not be a transit point, marketplace, or a haven for drug traffickers.
Today, the Drug Enforcement Agency announced a breakthrough in Liberia's fight against transnational drug trafficking. Acting on credible intelligence and through the vigilance of joint security officers around international entities, the targeted operation conducted on June 8, 2022 led to the interception of 198 compressed plates of cocaine concealed in 6 cargo boxes. The shipment was an estimated value of 19 million 226, approximately 3,652 Liberian was destined export via Brussels Airlines. This seizure represents one of the most significant narcotics interceptions in recent times and demonstrates the effectiveness of the ongoing reform, intelligence-driven operations, and strengthening interagency cooperation within Liberia security sector. Investigations are actively underway and personal interests are being identified. The LDA remains fully committed to ensuring that every individual connected to this criminal network is identified, investigated, prosecuted in accordance with the laws. This operation sends an unequivocal message that Liberia is not a transit point, marketplace, nor a safe haven for drug traffickers. The LDA will continue to relentlessly pursue criminal networks, secure our borders, and protect our citizens from the devastating effect of illicit drugs. We extend our appreciation to our officers, joint security partners, airport authorities, and security stakeholders whose professionalism, vigilance, and commitment made this operation be very successful and possible. Together, we resolute in safeguarding Liberia and advancing the rule of law.
LDA boss Fajara Biago there speaking. Meanwhile, NS Hodges, the managing director of the Liberian Airport Authority, commended airport security personnel and law enforcement officers for their successful operation. The managing director of LAA stated that the recent job boss sends a strong message that various airports are secure, closely monitored, and hostile to criminal activity. Hodges confirmed the government's dedication to fighting drug trafficking and organized crime, emphasizing that the campaign against narcotics network will remain unwavering.
Board, management, and staff of the Liberia Airport Authority, I thank you for the opportunity today here at the LDA airport. The successful interception and seizure of 198 plates of compressed cocaine containing 6 boxes, as the Honorable Biagio said earlier, at the RRA cargo terminal yesterday, June 8, 2026. The illicit substances are solid plated high-class substances intercepted while being processed for our shipment and station. This operation reflects the exceptional vigilance, professional knowledge, and coordination of the Airport Security Department and the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency and all airport security stakeholders at RRA. I extend our deepest appreciation and unwavering support to the gallant law enforcement officers who on a daily basis risk their lives to protect our borders, our communities, our homes, and ensure the safety and security of the people of Liberia. Their actions yesterday reaffirmed that Liberia's gateways are not safe havens for criminal activity. Let me be very clear. Business as usual will not be tolerated. This seizure sends a strong and unmistakable message to criminal networks and traffickers that Liberia airports are secure, monitored, and uncompromised. The government of Liberia's war on drugs and criminal cartels remains resolute and will persist till the risks associated with trafficking are significantly mitigated.
Ernest Hodges, the managing director of the Liberia Airport Authority, there speaking. Senator Augustine Chied of Sano County has introduced a bill seeking free emergency medical treatment at all public health facilities across Liberia. This legislation seeks to guarantee that no patient is denied life-saving care due to inability to pay, especially in critical situations such as accidents, severe illness, or childbirth. Senator Chied emphasized recent reports indicating that patients have been denied emergency treatment. He stressed the urgent need for legal protection within the public health system. The senator argued that public hospitals funded by taxpayers are obligated to provide immediate emergency care, with discussions regarding payment only taking place after the patient has been stabilized.
Human interest bills. They have to do with the welfare of our people. People see, know that well, we are seeking the interest, or that we have the interest at. There was a situation at the redemption hospital. Too many videos pass. And let's say there's a refusal of the authorities there to accept them for emergency care, the lack of ability to pay. Now we are talking about public facilities. I'm not talking about private health facilities. I'm talking about public health facilities whose operations are paid for by the taxpayers, by the people themselves, who are denied these services because of the lack of money. Should that be? This is my point. At the point where there is an emergency, brother, my sisters, at the point where there is an emergency, even when someone has money, sometimes you have money, sometimes you have money at home. More about our destitute members of the society. Too many poor people in our country who will run to the hospital, especially when there's an emergency. They be denied health care, should they be denied emergency care because they don't have money to pay? No, I'm saying no, we should not do that. Especially when public facilities that are financed and supported by us, by you, the taxpayer. Care should not be provided on the basis of the ability to pay, especially during an emergency. So, emergency care, somebody goes to the hospital for emergency, public facility for a matter, they should not pay. They should not be required to pay. They should be attended to. They should be stabilized. Even if it requires transfer them to another hospital or a facility, they should be able to do that. The first thing in life is to save life. The doctors, the medical practitioners are on a board to do that. That's their first calling, to save life. So to tell somebody who is in an emergency, denied the health care because they don't have money, against their oath. It's against the whole thing about humanity. It's inhuman.
Sano County Senator Augustine Chied there speaking. Due to the ongoing absence of his colleagues during official legislative hours, Bond County Electoral District 3 Representative Josiah Marvin Cole has threatened to shut down proceedings in the House of Representatives. On Tuesday, June 9, 2026, Representative Cole expressed frustration over the low attendance and emphasized that lawmakers have no justification for failing to report to work on time. He warned that if absenteeism continues in all the government, including the Ministry of Finance and Liberia's Comptroller General, to consular salary deductions affecting the Speaker, Deputy Speaker, and members of the House leadership. Representative Cole proposed a 30 minutes grace period for lawmakers to gather before the legislative sessions, after which he suggested that those be closed. He raised concerns about Speaker Coon's absence or late arrival of the legislative session. Representative Cole emphasized that no members of the House should be exempt for legislative rules, highlighting that accountability must be enforced equally.
So, the chairs, no excuses, No reasons why it cannot be, so what this is 12 minutes after 10 o'clock. I mean, this is horrific, this is very, hoping that the government and the president can take note of it. The people not coming to work, we send a message to the Ministry of Finance and our Controller General here to cut the salary of the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker and all members of the leadership. Thank you very much. This is what I get up to make very clear. We're giving them up to 10:30 additional time. After 10:30, they are not here coming to go to the shop, and no matter what we do for them, and we will conduct them and bring people this. Thank you.
Bon County Electoral District Representative Josiah Marvin Cole there speaking. Enhancing tax information exchange, recovering tax claims, and building institutional capacity. The Liberia Revenue Authority and South Korea's National Tax Service have signed the 3 operational agreements. The announcement was made on Tuesday, June 9, 2026, at a regular press briefing of the Ministry of Information. Information Minister Jeremy Pia stated that the agreements are anticipated to enhance tax administration, improve compliance, combat tax evasions, and support more effective revenue collection.
On tax information exchange, on tax claims, and capacity agreements aimed at strengthening tax administration, developing digital transformation, and enhancing international tax cooperation between the two countries. Partnership is expected to improve tax compliance, combat evasion, strengthen enforcement, and support more effective revenue collection. With average South Korea's expertise in digital tax in data analytics, automation, and plan management to support its modernization. The agreements will also facilitate training, technical assistance, professional exchanges, and sharing initiatives of tax education. In addition, South Korean National Tax Service was interest in learning from Liberia's maritime expertise but address compliance involving overseas Korean companies. Partnership formed by a bonus program to strengthen domestic revenue organization to expand international cooperation.
In the meantime, the Ministry of Public Works has announced a temporary ban on the movement of heavy vehicles weighing more than 25 metric tons along certain paved primary corridors through the country. Minister Pia announced that the restriction will be in effect from July 31 to October 15, 2026. The purpose of this move, as stated by the Information Minister, is to safeguard essential road infrastructure, enhance road safety, and mitigate the rapid deterioration of highways during the rainy season. Minister Pia communicated the Ministry of Public Works measures urging transport operators, concessions companies, and logistic firms to adhere strictly to the directive.
Public Works in the exercise of its statutory mandate, national infrastructure, and ensure this year issues a temporary moratorium on the movement of heavy goods vehicles exceeding 25 metric tons, inclusive of vehicle weight on key unpaved primary road corridors with the 2026 release. Measure is intended to present critical road networks and safety and reduce the rapid deterioration of loaded vehicles in this valuable field. Our program takes effect from July 31st to October 15. This is the 75 days in the following column. Tapeta is 110 kilometers. Nimba is in Nimba. Swell through to Cambodian is 111 kilometers. Canal to Greenfield, 205 kilometers, around Oxford and Ravenhurst. Freeport to Bakersfield, 75 kilometers. Is 104 Drug the Buffalo is not the case amongst drug. The ministry calls on second years and about district training. Yes, strictly to this direction, and shall resolve in punitive measures.
Information Minister Jeremy Pia there speaking. The National Commission on Higher Education has ordered the immediate closures of Donimas University, declaring the institution illegal and unrecognized within Liberia's higher education system. During a regular press briefing at the Ministry of Information on Tuesday,